Happy Sabbath, everyone.
Happy day.
We used to recite poems, manje, about pathology. They are infiltrating our minds. So in case naiva line imozi. It's okay, right? Yeah, but get something. My poem is entitled, Jesus is the master of all the subjects. When you begin from his death, borrowing principles from biology, there's a principle which says, for fertilization to happen, there must be 23 chromosomes from a female garment and 23 from a male garment. But Jesus was conceived with 23 chromosomes from Mary, and Joseph, being the just man, wanted to put her away. And the angel of the Lord came in the dream, when you read in Matthew chapter 1, verse 19 and 20. And the angel said, do not put her away, for that which she is carrying is conceived of the Spirit. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. When you go in mathematics, there's a principle which says, when you divide a small number by a bigger number, the quotient is very small, and there must be no remainder. But Jesus Christ divided 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread by 5,000 people, and everyone was full, and 12 baskets remained as a remainder. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. When you go in mathematics, there's a principle. When you go in physics, there's a principle which says, anything that you put on water must sink, as long as it has higher density than water. Yet Jesus Christ walked on water and never sank. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. When you go in physics, there's a principle which says, anything that goes up must come down. Yet Jesus Christ went up and never came down. Even the principles of gravity also obeys you. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. Unconverted scientists say anything that dies can never come back to life. Yet Jesus Christ died, lived in the tomb for 3 days, and came back to life. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. Scientists again say matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Jesus Christ, being there from the beginning, he participated in the work of creation. He created something from nothing. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. When you go in English, there's a principle of repetition. You don't need to repeat again and again what you have said. But Jesus Christ repeated parables for us to understand better. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. He does not have LLB, Bachelor in Laws, or LLM, Masters in Laws. Yet he is the chief judge in the tribunal of heaven. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. At the wedding at Cana, he does not need to take time to prepare the best wine. He is the master of all the subjects. He is the best chef. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. When you go in the teaching of profession, for you to be a teacher, you need to have a degree or a diploma in the teaching methodology. Jesus Christ, at the age of 12, he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and he was handed over a book of prophet Isaiah, and he started to read. He never went to school and never had a teaching methodology. Yet he was sitting with big people to cite verses and to teach. He is the master of all the subjects. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. Jesus is the master of all the subjects.
Jesus
is the master of all the subjects. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. Jesus is the master of all the subjects. Yes, he does not fix The vows.
Jesus
is the master of all the subjects. He does not need to replace the valves to repair a damaged heart. He does what we call a full heart transplant. He is the one who promised in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 26, and he said, "A new heart will I give you, a new spirit will I put within you, and I will remove a stone heart from you, and I will give you a heart of flesh." Indeed, Jesus is the master of all the subjects.
Jesus
is the master of all the subjects.
And again I say,
Jesus is the master of all the subjects.